Starting us off is a Model T Ford, saluting the colors of the country, which allows us the freedom to come out and celebrate wonderful things like antique power equipment, horses, agriculture. Well, for this freedom, we wouldn't be here today. We thank those men and women who served abroad, even gave their life to give us this ability. All right, first tractor we got now is a Hope Mickey 120 driven by Tom Pfeiffer. This tractor's owned by Peter Hope. He's the same lineage. He's a great-grandson of Benjamin Hope, started Hope manufacturing in the early 1900s. This is an extremely rare tractor, made his journey, 27-hour drive, a 1,600-mile journey. And just behind me was a Hope 45 tractor. Extremely popular tractor back in the day. This is a very rare tractor. One of only 4 known to exist. And I believe the only full functional tractor. One Caterpillar that is totally restored, this Hope 45. It was a very productive tractor back in the day. You'll notice the track frame split in the middle of the articulate where it can go over obstacle easily. Fast moving movement over the middle. Next we've got 1998. And his brand new daughter, Avery. This is Avery's first tractor show. She's only been in this great world just less than a month, I believe. This tractor is really 25 horsepower and has just a one-of-a-kind story about its rescue. This tractor was discovered in a photograph online. It was taken by a hiker in the Yosemite Valley area of California. Man worked diligently over a month to try to get permission to rescue this tractor. He did under one condition. The ground cannot be disturbed around it. That meant there was no road, no bulldozer, can't make a road. Well, the closest road was 2 miles away. What do? You get a helicopter and rescue it off the top of the mountain, restore it in an unbelievable amount of time, and bring it to a show just months later. We want to thank Mike for bringing that and his family. The next green tractor is a Hope T35 experimental model. Very rare, only one of a kind. This is an experimental tractor to understand the design of the 2-ton tractor, which became a popular model for Hope manufacturing. It's painted green for military purposes at the time. It's a great addition to the Bearcat collection of Placerville, California. We want to thank them for bringing a number of tractors out today. Next, we've got Scott Bowling, the local celebrity here in Tremonton, Utah. He has just finished restoring a Best 30. He's got a tremendous amount of work with it. It took him 5 years to complete, and it looks like a shiny new penny. We want to thank Scott for his efforts. The Best tractor was a manufacturing company started in the early 1900s. And later merged with Hope in 1925. April 1st to be exact. That's why you pay your taxes on April 1st. No, I just kidding there. Right, the white tractor. Very important tractor in Caterpillar history. This was the first model tractor that was all Caterpillar design. And this tractor is in fact the very first one, serial number 000. Shiny nickel and brass copper that's on that is original. This was a great find found in Southern California. It also is owned by the Bearcat collection. Mr. Jim Campbell was driving this tractor. He's been instrumental in all their restorations and definitely has a talent with a machinist tool. Following that is also a Best 30 top seat winter package owned by Don Madden of Pacer Road, California. The fuel tank is in the rear because it allows room for a cab to use the winter application. Next, we've got a North Carolina native driving the Bearcat ACM Bus 60. This is a lot like the Model 30 you saw previously, only twice as big, rated at 60 horsepower. This is a tail seat orientation, orchard seat better known. There's a front pulley at the rear, power equipment. This was the workhorse of the best model tractors, and later became the Caterpillar Model 60. This one is Caterpillar 60. Nice blade, full function speed. Horsepower, Caterpillar 60. And after 1931, it was converted to diesel. The first diesel tractor that ever put the mobile application happened in 1931 by Caterpillar. It became so successful they offered conversion packages later on for farmers and owners to convert their gas tractor to a diesel tractor. This is driven by Mike and his lovely wife nicknamed Red from California, and this tractor belongs to the Molding Collection. The next tractor is the Ford Parade, driven by Bruce Winkler. And Warham, the director and president of ACMOC. Chicago, and then is from Minnesota. The Caterpillar 15 is a very popular model for Caterpillar, and guess what? It's rated at 15 horsepower. And it's pulling a Russell Highway Patrol grader, one of the mini style model graders that Russell had at the time. It was later purchased by Caterpillar in 1928. Next we've got a Caterpillar Model 22. Oh, we got 2 22s, 3 22s. Oh, look at there, 4 22s in a row. That makes it, let's see, a lot of 22s. No, just kidding. The Model 22s rated 22 horsepower. It was so popular there were 2 models, one J and 2 F models. It was the #1 tractor for the forestry service at the time. Very maneuverable in the forest. It was good on the winch. That was a little bit of a tiller screw, like you see right here. There's a full for tiller screw when you break down. The 22 is very versatile. The reason Caterpillar tractors were so popular is because when they weren't in service, they didn't require hay or water. Yeah, back in the day, the early days of Preston Hope, they were making harvesters. The harvester required either mules or horses to pull. Sometimes these harvesters got so large that the fuel team brought in a number of 40 mules. Well, you can imagine how much one mule eats, much less 40. So, an alternative was needed to power these machines to pull them through the field. So one day, President Hope and the bus were traveling on a train and realized the train could travel over 2 territories in one of the desert, swamp, whatever it wanted, because it had its own track to travel on. Well, hence the word track layer. As you notice, as a Caterpillar travels, it basically lays its own track. Makes it very versatile, has low PSI ground pressure. This B2, for instance, driven by Kent Bates of Illinois. Hey, Kent. Kent is a Caterpillar man. You caught him, he bleeds Caterpillar. He's worked for Caterpillar for a number of years and since retired. Guess what he does in his free time? He studies Caterpillar serial numbers, restores Caterpillars. If you get the opportunity to go to Caterpillar Visitor Center in Peoria, Illinois, you'll notice some antique machines in there. Kent is the man responsible for restoring those and getting them in place. We thank Kent for his countless hours of volunteer work that he does for the chapter, Caterpillar Incorporated. The D2 which he is driving is the smallest D2 which the smallest diesel tractor Caterpillar manufactured. The D2 is so popular they manufactured this tractor for almost 20 years. Started out a number of different series, with the 3J being the first. The next is a 5U D2 driven by Kenny Crossman of Longmont, Colorado. The D2 is very popular in the farming community, as well as forestry, construction as well. Alright, next we got a D6 Caterpillar. And guess what, folks? As big as this tractor is still hand cranked as all the tractors you've seen previously. It's got a 2-cylinder gas-powered motor, which is a hand crank. Once it's running, use a series of clutches to engage the diesel motor. This one's in its working clothes and is a local tractor. Next we got Bill Armitage, who is a board of director for Antique Caterpillar Club from New Jersey. He is driving Randy and Scott Burley's restored D6. Very nice example of what a tractor would look like when it was brand new. This is equipped with a lighting package and a flashlight. Next we've got a Villiers Caterpillar 70 tractor. This is almost the largest gas-powered tractor Caterpillar ever made. They made a 75 This Caterpillar 70 tractor is almost 26,000 pounds, I believe. Maybe with 50 horsepower. Very limited production. During this time, this is not the by the end of the Second World War. To the fair, folks. He happens to live about 6 miles away, but he took time to drive this grader here to share with everyone. We appreciate that. The Model 212 has the same diesel engine as the D2. And up until this point, the motor grader is since the only ideal piece of equipment used to improve roads today. Behind that, we've got an 80 Ford pulling a Russell road scrape. Alright, instead of a motor grader or a full grader, back in the day you used mules or horses to pull the scrape. There would be someone sitting in the seat moving the levers on either side of it, basically to scrape the road. You couldn't move a lot of dirt, but it would fill in the potholes. Alright, for big gas tractor fans, we've got a Romley oil pull driven by Tom Madden. He's the owner from Paso Robles, California. Thomas is gracious to allow his machine to stop here on a journey from the East Coast to the West Coast. This oil pull has been gone through and is in excellent running order. The reason they call it an oil pull, there's no water to cool this tractor. Only oil is used to lubricate and cool this tractor. Model 60, it is painted gray because prior to 1931, all tractors were gray. After 1931, the owner wanted to change the color. Well, after the depression and road equipment were really taken off. Visibility became a problem as more people hit the roads. So, after much negotiation between engineering and production people at Caterpillar, they thought about orange with a silver engine, orange with a black engine. Finally, production people said it's too difficult. We're only going to use one color, and how about yellow? Yellow it is. So ever since then, all Caterpillars have been manufactured as a yellow color paint with special order by the customer. That hot top tractor you see is a Model 22, very rare tractor. It came to the United States all the way from Hawaii. Guess what? It didn't look anything like that. The Enhart family spent a great deal of effort, time, and money to recondition that machine to better than new shape. Just behind that is Ken Enhart. He's responsible for all those young Enharts in front of him. And he's driving a high crop Model 15, also a very rare tractor, using vegetable work or any type of crop work where he was required to get over the crop. These are very rare tractors. You get the opportunity to come by and take a look at it. Behind the high crop 15 is a Caterpillar Model 30. The Model 30 was the workhorse for mass manufacturing and also Caterpillar manufacturing when they first started. They had the 30 and the 60 models. Following the 30, we got a 1929 Model 10 Caterpillar. The Model 10 is the smallest gas tractor Caterpillar ever made, weighing just under 3,000 pounds, rated 10 horsepower. The next tractor is a Model 15 7C. The 7C series is an in-between model of the big 15 and small Caterpillar 10. There's only 307 of these particular models manufactured, which makes this a very rare tractor. Speaking of rare tractors, we've got an R3 just behind them, owned by the Molding family. This particular tractor is number 47 out of only 60 ever produced. You wonder why such a few number made. Well, Caterpillar is continually making modifications and improvements to their tractors. They make a number of tractors and realize, hey, we can do this better. So they make changes, change the designation. Next, we got a test model 30-tail seat canopy tractor, driven by Garth Kidman of Beaver Dam, Utah. Well, thank you, Garth, for bringing his tractor to the show. All because that Best 30 has a tail seat behind it designed for orchard wood, which brings some clarity to this D2 coming through here. This is a 3J D2, and it has funny looking sheet metal over the track. I wonder what that's for. Those are orchard fenders. Those are designed to protect the fruit limbs from getting into the tracks and not damage the trees as little as possible. These were the workhorse for many orchards in Washington and Oregon. Next, we've got the Brown brothers driving a D6 cable-operated machine. Right now, it's like a picture stepping back in time. Back in the late 40s and early 50s, this was the primary way to relocate large quantities of dirt, especially on highway projects, dam projects, etc. He's put on a model 60 perforator, cable-operated. He would drop the scraper and pull the hole, transport the dirt to another location, and then use another cable to have a dam at the rear of the cable to eject the dirt from the front. He's showing you how it's done now. These machines were produced by the thousands. It was very dependable and reliable for construction. If you wanted to move it out of dirt, this is where you do it. Prior to this, it was a dirt parade or perforator. Prior to that, it was long and straight out. DW15, DW10s, 20s, 15s. This basically allows transport of dirt over pavement surfaces or hard surfaces you don't want to damage like you would with a track dozer. Here, he can handle a large amount of capacity of dirt. You can fill the bowl. Once it's full, you can raise it up, transport it to a new location and eject it. This is basically the progression of scrapers. First off, you'd use a track type tractor to pull it, then a rubber tire tractor, and then it became a self-contained unit. Well, they put so large, there was an engine in front and an engine in rear to handle it. The DW15 could also have a push. Help us to put pushing through the dirt. Take a dozer and push it from the rear on that bumper. Actually, we got a 3-wheel loader. You ask why? He'd lose traction in mud. Yes, he would. But he could turn without damaging the ground as much as you would with a bulldozer. These are a great way to move material in a quarry or any type of plant that would require relocation of sand, gravel, etc. Our parade.